Alright, hey guys, Fiddle Ferret here, and welcome back to another episode of Sakura Santa. And obviously we're doing the Itsumi route right now, and this is it's extremely similar to Santa's route, where it's like, oh, we'll take a break from work, and I'm probably fairly sure that Itsumi's just gonna show up at our house, even if we decide to take a break from work. Oh, just when I start the game, my throat's like, no recording for you. I think for today, I'm going to take a break from working at Itsumi's cafe. I've only been there twice and I already feel like I'm on death's door. How does she do that? I can't just experience, it can't just be experience alone. Even so, she makes mistakes too. You're bound to when you're under that kind of pressure. The entire crowd was constantly demanding attention. How no one throws a fit after not getting served is beyond me. Come to think of it, are they there for the food or are they there to see Itsumi? That's the question I'm not comfortable with. After all, she's my childhood friend. Having guys stare at her like that, just doesn't feel right. I keep telling myself that, but what right do I have to say anything? I mean, she's under the impression that I've been oblivious for years. Why else would she do all those shameless things? Huh. Someone's knocking on my apartment door. Who could it be this time? Guys, I bet it's Itsumi! Come, good! It's about time you opened up. Don't you know how cold it is today? Aren't you in an apartment? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Nice to see you, Itsumi. You don't work today? I have the day off. Even I have to take breaks sometimes. Since I had nothing better to do, I wanted to see what you were up to. Well, I look around my apartment. There's not much to say, really. Nothing has changed here since you were last here. I didn't think it would. It makes me glad that you're one of the few things in my life that doesn't change. Are you afraid of change? Yes. Change is scary and can throw your entire life upside down. It's better when things don't change. Do you really think so? I mean, if we didn't meet again, would you have been content with your life as it is? Well, content, but not happy. Maybe change isn't so bad after all. But don't go and make any dramatic changes on me, Koji. I prefer you the way you are. You mean you prefer me when you can easily tell what I'm thinking? That's an added bonus. But it's just nice to have something absolute in your life. I'm far from absolute, though. After all, I'm a much better student than I used to be. Yes, you finally attended that university you always wanted to, but you didn't look that happy about it. Well, even if I get into the university I wanted, it's been a bit lonely. I understand. But that doesn't really matter now. You're here, so I'm definitely not alone. Yeah, I'll make sure you aren't alone, Koji. She looks around my apartment. I have a treat for you, Koji. A treat? What kind of treat? Oh, you'll see. She begins to remove her jacket. Whoa, easy there. I do like to look at your chest, but there's no need to rush it. Just keep watching. Bit by bit, she discards her clothing until something quite pleasing appears before me. It's a bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, what do you think? This is my high school swimsuit. It looks tight on you. Is that a bad thing? Not at all. This just seems like a weird... Why would you ever want to be this guy? I mean, think about it for a minute. I don't know. Just seems weird to me. He was was he much less perverted in the Santa arc? Maybe not. Maybe he was just... Maybe I just think he was less perverted because Santa was so nice. You never got a chance to see me in it. Now, you may look as much as you want. I can't help but notice how badly the swimsuit is straining in the chest area. Did they give you a smaller size at the start of high school? Yes, then I just grew and grew. I was wondering when it was going to happen. She pokes at the chest area on the suit. I swear that I swear that I see a seam going on the side of it. What time? Just checking something. Oh, it's flip. There we go. 143. Sorry, bit distracted. I swear. Blah. Read that. Didn't you used to like school swimsuits? I remember you talking in high school and how you wanted to see many girls in swimsuits. Now that she mentions it, I did really have a thing for swimsuits. To think they designed these things deliberately to be non-arousing. Now people, but now fetishize. I wanted to say fantasize so bad, but it's not fantasize. I've never heard the word fetishize used in my entire life. Fetishize them everywhere. I don't know how to feel about that. It certainly is ironic. Seeing Itsumi in one right now. Now, why does it have a seam here? A seam? Where? Look downward. Yeah, I always wondered about that too. She tugs at the lower half of the suit, showing off little bits of skin with each pull. Why don't you come lie on my lap, Koji? She sits on the lounge, gesturing towards me. Your lap. Yes. Well, I might as well. Resting my head on her lap, I feel her playing with my hair, gently stroking my head. The entire time, I keep glancing up and seeing two wobbling blue mountains. I mean, he has a real thing for calling them mountains. Maybe he has a mountain fetish. Ugh. Those snowy white peaks. The rocky terrain. Oh, I just can't get enough. This really is the best seat in the house. When was the last time we did this? I don't remember, but you definitely weren't wearing a swimsuit when it happened last. Right. It was right before you were going to leave. Do you remember that night, Koji? I still remember everything that happened. Her words going melancholic, despite her blank expression. Oh, I shouldn't be talking about the past so sadly. Are you enjoying the view, Koji? Of course I am. Sick bastard. The view is one of the most gorgeous I've ever seen. Pervert. I know I am. I need a drink, but it's funny because I knew I needed a drink at some point, and I put my water all the way across the room, and so that's really convenient right now. That's delicious. It's just water. Iced water. Calms the soul. Not the voice, though. Not the voice. For the next hour or so, I just lay there. Am I feeling that way about her? I think I am. When I saw her again, I wasn't sure how I felt about her. I know I know about her feelings, but I don't know about my own. It wouldn't surprise me now. After all, everything I do with her feels so intimate. Laying my head in her lap shouldn't embarrass a veteran pervert like me, but even then... Your face is red, Koji. She's back in normal clothes now. Just really think about what just happened. That is extremely strange. It's an odd day to be wearing a swimsuit under your clothes, Itsumi. What does it matter? After all, I wanted you to enjoy it. My voice! That's the only thing that mattered to me. She continues to sit there. So, did you enjoy that, Koji? Yeah, yes, I did. I'm glad. It seems that you're just a bit embarrassed about it, too. Where is the legendary perverseness that prevents you from feeling shame? It's gone somewhere else for the time being. Is that so? I guess there are moments when even you're awkward, Koji. Not even seeing me in the nude made you blush like that. This isn't really the same. It's not. What's different about it? It just feels different. I wonder why that's the case. The answer's obvious. It's intimacy. Something I haven't experienced a whole lot in middle school. Just sitting there and having someone pay attention to you like that. It's really nice. Koji, have you noticed anything about me? Noticed anything? Like what? I mean, do you think there's anything significant behind my actions? Well, we're childhood friends. It's natural that we're close. I'm avoiding the question and playing the fool. That's not a nice move. Especially seeing as he talks so much about how he knows. It's like, oh, at some point, dude. Sorry for all the slurping and burping, but it's necessary when you have a cold. Oh. No, Koji. I mean, she stops herself before she can say it. Look, if you want to say something to me, go ahead and say it. You can tell me anything, Itsumi. After all, we know each other really well. I don't think this is something we'll avoid this time. If I were to take a guess, she's finally going to admit her feelings. Listen, Koji, there's something you should know. Yeah? What's the matter? There's been something I've wanted to say to you for a long time, but I never had the courage to say it. She's struggling to say it, but I already know what she's going to say. I like you, Koji. I know. Huh? You knew the entire time? Why is he saying it like that? Yeah, I do. Since... how long have you known? I pretty much knew the minute that you started flirting with me. I'm not that dense. When girls like you, it's pretty obvious. So, this isn't gonna go well. So yes, I pretty much knew from the beginning. You may not be dense, but you're an idiot. Excuse me? Why didn't you say something earlier, Koji? Why? This entire time, I was thinking about how much I regretted never confessing to you, yet you knew the whole time? And you just left me here suffering? You're a horrible person, Koji. Well, just why? Why didn't you say anything to me? You were going to leave. Oh, excuse me. You were going to leave soon. If we started dating and then you were forced to leave, wouldn't that have felt much worse about it? No. What feels worse was years of regret. Year after year at Christmas, I thought about how I should have confessed to you. How we might have been able to make it work even if we were apart, but instead of having some kind of closure with my feelings, I've been living with my regrets. So, what will you do about that, Koji? I don't know what to do. Do you like me? Is that why you never said anything? Do you not like me? It's not like that. Isn't it? The whole time? You just knew, you just said you liked a woman with curves. Do you know how that made me feel? I'm more than that, Koji. I only showed off because I thought it would get you to look at me. But you knew the whole time how I felt? That's a horrible thing to do to me. Didn't you once care about how I felt, Koji? Why don't you answer those feelings if you knew they were there? Don't you think you owed me that much? If you knew that I was leaving? Even if you rejected me, it would have been better than waiting all those years and never knowing how it could have worked out. She takes a few deep breaths, trying her best not to burst into tears. Just why? Why didn't you? I'm sorry, Itsumi. Is that all you have to say? Sorry, that was my Skype, guys. It's not yours. Don't look. Please, Koji, can't you say something else? Just give me an answer? She's really upset at the moment. I obviously handled this the wrong way. No shit, Sherlock. I knew the second you started speaking, I was like, oh god. Not once did I think about it that way. Now, I don't know what I should do to make things better. Listen, it's not like I'm not attracted to you. That much is obvious, right? Yes, but do you love me? If you didn't say anything then maybe you didn't feel anything. Maybe if I confessed, I would have just been rejected anyway. Were my feelings for nothing? Quietly, she adjusts her clothes and begins walking towards the door. Wait, Itsumi! I need to go home. Tomorrow's going to be busy again. I open my mouth to say something, but she just stares blankly back at me. Without another word, she steps out of the apartment and quietly closes the door behind her. I messed up, didn't I? Dot 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 dot. Sad dots. I haven't really done much else since Itsumi left. All I could do was just lie here, staring at the ceiling, thinking about how I could have handled that a lot better. She really is mad at me. I don't think I've ever seen her frown until today. That should really put into perspective how badly I messed up. I need to distract myself for the moment. There's a few unopened boxes of things from when I moved here. Maybe I should unpack them. Anything would be better than sitting here being depressed. I find a layer of dust has been built up on the boxes. What did I even bring with me in these boxes? I hardly remember most of the stuff I packed up when I left home. My parents also helped with packing, so who knows what else she threw in there. As I pull out the first box, the first thing which greets my eyes looks strangely familiar. Now, where have I seen this before? As I brush off the dust, what lies beneath comes apart. Oh, I remember this board game. I used to be a Christmas tradition between Itsumi's family and my family. We'd all get together and play until midnight. I remember that we tried to make the game go on and on for as long as we could, so that we could stay awake to see Santa. Of course, our parents always put us to bed eventually. Usually we passed out before they finished the game. Each year, we'd compete for a small prize. Ooh, I got a burpee coming up. Ooh. It was a toy or something. In the end, though, regardless of who won, we'd end up sharing that toy. I remember one year when it was a stuffed rabbit up for grabs. Itsumi practically fell in love with the little toy. This is just a board game. It may seem like useless junk to most people, but to us, it will always be something special. I wonder if Itsumi remembers all of this too. Maybe it's because she remembers everything we did together that it hurt so much for her. After all, I'm someone who's been there for more than half of her life. As I put it down, I realize what I have to do. There's no way I could just throw away all these years we've spent together. Even in this apartment, I've brought along things which remind me of her. So, I'll go help her at the cafe once again. And if I have to go once more onto the breach for her, then I'll gladly do it. There's no way she's going to be able to handle them alone. I'm hardly going to look like a knight in shining armor to her, but at the very least, I'll be able to keep my promise. Someone with no convictions no one can rely on. And I want to be someone Itsumi can rely on, no matter how rough things get. Lots of triumphant dots. She really didn't know that I knew. No wonder she was upset with me. The minute that I knew, I probably should have said something. Yet, what do I do now? I know that I talked to my mother about it, but I'm still nervous. After all, women are scary. True, brother. When they're mad at you. I have to do my best, though. So, I have to go see her at work eventually. I think that I should probably give her some time to cool off first. When the time comes, I'll turn up at work and help out with the Christmas crowds. I hope this works. After being separated from each other for so long, I don't want this to be the way things end. Still, it might be good to do something else today. I'm going to need a clear head for when I go to see her. So, Itsumi, please wait for me. I promise that we'll sort things out. So I might end it there, or I might make this one long episode. So this is either, bye guys, see you in the next episode, or it's, hey guys, welcome back to another video. But screw it, we're gonna go right in, and we're just gonna go see Itsumi first. I'm not waiting, screw you game. I'm gonna take a drink first. We are ready. Alright. I've psyched myself up for this. It's going to take a lot of courage for me to get back there, but I can do it. Itsumi, I won't leave you to face those Christmas crowds alone. I promised, after all. As I wandered into the cafe, I see a familiar figure standing by one of the tables. Itsumi is holding a tray close to her chest, digging her fingers into its hard surface. She turns around and sees me. For a moment, she seems at a loss for words. What are you doing here, Koji? I said I'd help, didn't I? Even if I'm an idiot, I have to keep my promises. Well, I have no say in whether you can work here or not, so do as you wish. Then I'm going to help my childhood friend. She offers no response to that. The day grew busier and busier with time, yet I managed to keep up with the rush. Itsumi was getting out dishes faster than the customers could order them. The entire time she tries her best not to look at me. You did something to Itsetta, didn't you? The cafe owner is looking over my shoulder as I continue to clean dishes. Well, we had a fight, yeah. I want to make things right. You should do that soon. It's affecting business. She's been visibly sad all day. I've noticed. Woo! When you can read her feelings, you know something's wrong. So, what did you do? You better damn well fix it, Koji. That girl's mood seems to be completely dependent on you now. Right, I'll do my best. Itsumi passes by at that moment. She's trembling as she passes me. It's gonna be alright, Itsumi. Just please hear me out. Fine. She doesn't say anything else. Instead, she focuses on her job and continues maintaining the flow of dishes of the kitchen. Eventually, the crowds die down, and we have enough time to talk to each other. We take seats opposite each other. Itsumi still looks shaken. I don't really know what to say either. For a moment, we just sit there in an awkward atmosphere, unsure of what each other should do. Eventually, it's Itsumi who breaks the silence. Why did you come back? Because I wanted to answer your feelings. You're right, I was being indecisive, but I'm just gonna say it. I do like you, Itsumi, and I admit that I regret not saying something sooner. Do you really mean that? And you're not just telling me that because I want to hear it, Koji? Why would I be doing that? I know that you can tell if I'm lying. You can see right through me. You know I'm telling the truth. Yeah, I know. Ooh, burpsies. I'd know right away if you were lying. That's right. That's how well I know you. She leans over and puts her face down on the table. Koji, it's hard to forget what happened. It's not just as simple as just saying sorry and that you want to make things right. You have to prove that you want to make things right. That's why I'm here. I was really scared of facing you again, but I knew I had to do it. You were suffering this entire day. I saw it in your face and your actions. I know saying sorry isn't good enough, but I wanted to do my best to make things right. I can see her tearing up a bit. Koji, I really do love you, and it really hurt when I said those things to you yesterday, but that's how I felt about it. I wanted you to notice me. Notice me, senpai. But you were noticing me the whole time and merely chose to say nothing? I know, I thought about it from your perspective. If someone knew my feelings but never answered them, I'd be angry too. You aren't in the wrong, Itsumi. Even if I'm not, I was being too harsh on you. That's fine. Couples fight all the time, don't they? But we aren't a couple. I reach across the table and hold her hand. Then why don't we change that, Itsumi? For the first time in her life, she actually looks embarrassed. I finally cut through her apathetic personality. I'd be okay with that, Koji. Actually, I would really like it. I can feel her fingers slipping between mine. After all, we've known each other for so long, haven't we? That's right. Who would make a better couple than us? She was upset before, but I can see a gentle smile forming across her face. I've been waiting a long time for you to say that to me. Thank you, Koji. So, are we going to spend Christmas Eve together? Absolutely. It'll be our first date. I find it strange to be saying that. Even after all my regret, we never actually went on a date, or did anything as lovers. then it would be best to make up for lost time, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. She stands up from the table, brushing tears away from her eyes. Our break's nearly over, Koji. It's not going to be as busy now, but be ready to do your best. Don't worry, Itsumi. We'll take whatever comes on together. Da-da-da-da, triumphant dots! Well, this is it. It's Christmas Eve. For me, it's the single most important day of the year. I originally thought I'd be completely alone for this day, and yet here I am feeling nervous about what's going to happen next. That's normally when you're going on a date with a cute girl, right? Itsumi, I'm so sorry that I wasn't honest with you for all those years, but I was afraid that what might happen if we were intimate. Oh, excuse me again. I shouldn't worry about that now. Pointlessly complaining about things I can't change is stupid. I'm going to take her on a date, just like I should have done all those years ago. I want her to remember this night. I want her to treasure this one I want her to treasure this one as one of her most precious memories. That sweet, straightforward girl I knew all those years ago. I can't believe she hasn't changed at all since then. Itsumi, I never wanted to admit it to myself, but I felt something for you too. Something more than just friendship. From this point forward, I'll be honest with my feelings. You deserve that much at the very least. Let's have as much Christmas fun as we can this Christmas Eve. Just as we used to, just like old times. Here I am, waiting for Itsumi to arrive. It's almost time for us to go on our date. Who would have thought that I would be going on a date with my childhood friend? It seems like one of those things you'd read about in a romance novel. Or a visual novel. Eventually, after being separated for years, two lovers reunite and their love for each other is rekindled. But no one ever says what happens after that. Maybe because it just turns out alright. I don't know. I'm hardly an expert on romance. After all, I'd handle Itsumi's feelings with the grace of an ogre, but I shouldn't worry about that now. I feel so nervous about this date. Even though she's done some pretty shameless things in front of me, it feels different right now. It's natural to get nervous around the person you like, I guess. Oh, I hear her knocking at the door now. I guess this is it. But when I open the door, she's wearing her casual clothes. Hey, Koji. Hey, Itsumi. Not dressed up for tonight? No, I do enough of that at work. I only want you to look at me tonight. It seems like she really means that too. This is the night just for us, so we'd better make the most of it. It feels weird. This is our first date. I just don't know how to feel about it. Well, I know that I'm happy. Right. It just feels like this should have happened a long time ago. Hey, don't worry about it. We're together now, and that's the important thing, isn't it? Yes. I was given a chance to finally resolve these feelings I had. Meeting you again this Christmas was the greatest present I could have asked for, Koji. It's not something I really focused on, but Itsumi was really a nice girl. Even so, right now, she's actually acting shy. This side of her is really, really cute. Anyway, where would you like to go on our first date? Wherever you want, Itsumi. After all, you've been working hard this entire time. Cut loose and have as much fun as you can. Okay. I don't think I know where I want to go, so let's just walk around the shopping district and see what's to find. Sounds great to me. She stands right next to me. With slow movement, she leans over until she's resting her head on my shoulder. Or resting on my shoulder. I can feel her hand slipping into mine. I don't understand. Why was it so hard to do that? I wanted to do it the entire time, but I always stopped myself. Why is it so hard, Koji? That's what she said. What might be easy for one person might be insanely hard for another. That's just life. But you were able to do it in the end, weren't you? Isn't that what matters? Yeah. Happily, she practically drags me out of the apartment. Come on, we have to leave nice and early. You wouldn't want to miss out on anything, would you? Not at all. The shopping district is absolutely bustling. I don't think it was ever this busy in my hometown. Everything is out tonight, it seems. Looks like Christmas Eve rush is well and truly on. I'm glad I'm not on work tonight. Look at these crowds. How much business does your cafe get on Christmas Eve? At night, I mean. I'd say at least double the business we get during the day. Are you sure they're going to be okay? Don't worry, they'll be fine. They knew that I was planning on doing this from the start. You're planning our date that early? Yes, I didn't know if I was going to have a date or not, but I planned ahead just in case. I'm sure everyone there knew, including the owner. He's surprisingly lenient, despite how much he relies on you. It's because he relies on me too much that he agreed to do this. After all of the other staff need some practice, he said. What a cruel man. Either way, I'm glad I'm not there right now. Don't worry about them, Koji. Just worry about us for now. What would you like to do first? I have no idea. Then you have no problem with me deciding. Go ahead. We should get ice cream. But isn't it already cold? We used to always eat ice cream on Christmas Eve. Ice cream in front of the fireplace was one of the best parts of Christmas Eve. Come to think of it, eating ice cream in front of the fireplace was always a bad idea. Remember how it would melt and we get it everywhere? That was the best part. Even though we had to clean it up afterwards. Yeah. I remember that time when your parents had that new carpet installed in their home. And we were told that we were absolutely not allowed to eat ice cream there. But we did it anyway, and they got really angry with us. But it was worth it, wasn't it? Yep. And I don't have a single regret about ice cream in front of the fireplace, even if it was a bad idea. Sometimes bad ideas are the best ideas. Alright, drink time! Throat clearing time. Whew. It doesn't take long for us to find a place that is selling ice cream. We end up sitting on the bench to eat them. Itsumi's looking at my face, though. Hey, Koji. She reaches up towards my face. What is it? She wipes something off my face with her finger. You got some ice cream on your face. She licks it off her finger. Delicious. I can't help but blush from the gesture. Right. It seems I'm weak against girls acting cute, instead of girls acting lewd. Who would have thought that would be the case? What are you acting so embarrassed for, you pervert? I can't handle being touched by your childhood friend. Hey, I'm not embarrassed at all. I know when you're lying. There's no need to be bashful around me, Koji. We're adults now, aren't we? Yeah, right. I still can't help but feel nervous, though. At first she was shy, but now she's starting to become really confident. Is she already being comfortable with the idea of dating me? Don't forget to finish your ice cream. I can't spend the whole night thinking to yourself. Right. We quickly finish it, and Itsumi looks very pleased. Ice cream tastes best during Christmas. Don't you think so, Koji? Now that she mentions it, I really did enjoy that. I don't think I've had ice cream during Christmas since I last saw you. Itsumi shakes her head. Don't dwell on the past. You told me that earlier. Here and now is what matters. Come on, let's go have a look at the Christmas tree. She takes me by the hand and pulls me off the bench. In front of the glowing trees, Itsumi smiles. Her face reminds me of how she used to smile every Christmas Eve. It's in this moment that I realize why I love her so much. I actually really like that the game decided to dress her casually and normal instead of like whoring her out for like the final bit. It's actually like a really sweet if you actually think about it. The shimmering lights of the Christmas tree dance around her, giving her an almost angelic appearance. For a moment, I'm lost in how beautiful she looks. Gently, she pulls me forward through the crowd. Eventually, we stop right in front of the Christmas tree. Her eyes lock onto mine. You have beautiful eyes, Koji. Did anyone ever tell you that? Can't say they have. Why? When we first met, that's the first thing I noticed about you. They say that eyes are the windows into the soul, and I liked what I saw in your eyes. They were truly beautiful. I guess that's when my feelings started. Even I didn't realize it at the time. When when we spent our first Christmas together. She looks all around her. Whenever I see candy canes or decorations or trees, they all remind me of you, Koji. Koji and Christmas will always be one and the same to me. Her smile goes wider and wider as she looks at me. Koji, the day I left was the worst day of my life. Nothing I did after that compared to having to leave you behind, Koji. When I was in the car on my way to this town, I felt like crying the entire time. Hey, don't worry about that, okay? I keep telling you, I'm here now. And I have no intention of letting you go. That's right. She grabs both of my hands, holding them tightly. Her eyes are shining at the moment. I love you, Koji, and I wish I had the courage to say it earlier, but at long last, I finally did. I want to be with you, please, no matter what. Don't let anything pull us apart again. Promise me that you'll be here no matter what happens, Koji. She looks at me, her eyes are pleading with mine. Without hesitation, I nod. I promise, Itsumi. We'll be together forever. Thank you. I know you're someone who keeps his promises. Without you by my side, I know that everything is going to be fine from here. Every little thing is gonna be okay. There's magic in this moment. I can just feel it. The mood is right, the atmosphere is right, and she's looking at me with so much love in her eyes. Koji, I want to do something. Will you let me do it? Do whatever you'd like, Itsumi. Okay, then close your eyes for a moment. I want it to be a surprise. I close my eyes. I think I know what's coming next. I feel something soft press against my lips. She stays there for the longest time. I can feel her heart radiating from her. As I slowly open my eyes, Itsumi looks back at me. I finally had my first kiss. I couldn't think of anyone I'd rather give it to. She looks up at the night sky. I wonder if Santa knew what I wished for this year. She does, believe me. Maybe she did. The night is still young, isn't it, Koji? There's so much more I want to do before Christmas. She takes me by the hand again. Will you come with me? Of course I'll come with you, Itsumi. I'm so glad. So, this year, during Christmas, I was reunited with my childhood friend. Her love survived the test of time. Now, we'll never be separated ever again. This is the story of how I fell in love with my childhood friend on Christmas Eve. I don't know what's going to happen from here, but if I'm with her, I'm ready to face anything. Aww. It's adorable. That was nice. I like the way that one ended as well. I think I still like the Christmas one better, but I did like how there was more emotion in this one. I like emotion. I'm a sucker for it, so I thought that was cool. But anyway, guys, I'll probably end up leaving this as a long episode. If it's not, just ignore me saying this, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be able to move on to, I can't remember her name, but the animal girl. And then hopefully we'll even have time to do the harem one as well, if you guys want to see it. So anyway, guys, I'm Fiddle Fair. I hope you enjoyed the Itsumi route, and I'll see you on the next one.